I'm Bruce Ray Riggs again. This is a follow-up video. We mentioned it, but we didn't really touch base too much on the state of emergency that I pointed out in the original video. I said 1931, but I meant 1933. But further research shows they never repealed the state of emergency we was in. It's from 1861. It was done under bankruptcy. It was basically, and they extended its jurisdiction pretty much in 1917 with the Trading with the Enemy Act. We became the enemy in 1933, March 9th, with the Amendatory Act, which included people of the United States and persons. Remember, a corporation is a person within the jurisdiction of the 14th Amendment. We were included as enemies. Most recently, they have to update the state of emergency. They try to cut back on the power of the president, and instead of just keeping us in a constant state of emergency, in 1973 they examined that. So they started limiting the powers of the president to every 2 years. So the president just starts up every 2 years. He finds another emergency. We still have never been out of a state of emergency since the days of Abraham Lincoln. Well, most recently, since 9/11, George W. Bush declared his declaration of emergency by reason of certain terrorist acts under the authority of the National Emergencies Act. This declaration has been extended 6 times since 2007. The declaration strengthens the insurance of the National Security Presidential Directive 51, which gave the President the authority to do whatever he deems necessary in a catastrophic emergency, including everything from canceling elections to suspending the Constitution to launching a nuclear attack. Basically, all he's got to do is just fill a certain need. I mean, there's not even an act of Congress anymore. Well, we wouldn't need one anyway if you stop and think about it, because we're in a state of emergency. He can basically override Congress when he wants to. We're in a state of emergency. The whole thing's an illusion as being real. I mean, just like I pointed out in the last video, I mean, the kids are still being taught to this day, and so are future attorneys, that this amendment has been ratified. To this day, they're still being taught this falsehood. All because we've been under a state of emergency. They've never undeclared it since the days of Abraham Lincoln. That's the crossroad where our country changed. That's why there's 2 13th Amendments, as some people research will show. One with the title of nobility, and one about involuntary slavery, which should be the 14th Amendment. I mean, it's nuts what they've done to a truly free people. They've got us so confused. What we think is real isn't real. I mean, it's insane. Please take the time to view these documents we've put up here and do research, further research. I mean, you'll see how they've bound us to an emergency jurisdiction with the 14th Amendment. This emergency needs to be undeclared. That we need to get out of a state of emergency, which means the Federal Reserve won't be able to print no more of their money. We'll have to go back to a constitutional and a stable currency. I mean, folks, we got to do something about this. 140, almost 150 years of a state of emergency, since 1861. That's insane. They didn't even invent automobiles until 1865, and that was the water one, the steam one. I mean, we've been in a state of emergency for a very long time. It's time that we go back to a constitutional republic. We got to get rid of this. It's a falsehood. Well, please take the time to view these documents and put your comments up and post them, please. Thank you very much.